Welcome. During my 40s and early 50s, I was single for quite a long time. And during that time, I would sometimes go online and join a dating agency. I have to say, it is the most soulless way of meeting somebody. It's fraught with disappointment, no matter who you are, what you look like. If you're tall or short or thin or fat, it doesn't matter. You are in a field where there is so much choice. There are so many people out there, and sometimes you see the same people over and over again. You just don't know what you're getting into, and at times it can be terribly disappointing. And in those times, then you come offline and you say, no, I'm not going to do this any longer. But there are several tips that I can give anyone thinking of going online to meet someone that will help you navigate the trials and tribulations of online dating. And believe me, there can be a few. So here they are, one by one. Firstly, you must, absolutely must, be in a good state emotionally absolutely before you even decide to go online. Fix whatever you perceive as your weakness or weaknesses. If you're insecure about yourself, fix it. Nobody has the right to say you're anything other than the person that you perceive yourself to be. That is true. Nobody can make you feel anything unless you give them permission. And really, before you go online dating, you really need to have a strong sense of your own worth, because otherwise it is fraught with problems. If you're a people pleaser, work out why you're a people pleaser, who you need to please all the time, because frankly, you will end up pleasing everyone and pleasing no one, and least of all yourself. It's so disappointing thinking that your treatment of somebody else will give you an example or give them an example of how you like to be treated. But actually, that doesn't work at all. They will just accept all the goodness that you bestow upon them, and they won't even thank you for it. In fact, they will think less of you. And that's just horrible. And the more you try, the more they'll take. And in the end, you'll please no one. And you'll feel very upset and very disillusioned. So work out why you're a people pleaser, and then turn a tiny notch on the dial and stop it. That will to change, even just by the minutest part, is just a muscle that you need to exercise, that maybe you've never exercised before. But with each little exercise that you do for it, you will get stronger, and you will gain a better respect for yourself and what you want. You need to like yourself before expecting anyone else to like you. So realize all those admirable qualities that you bring to a relationship and hold tight on them. Don't let anybody make you feel that you are less than, because you're not going to give them permission to do that. You know your own worth. Keep hold of it. If you have insecurities, work out why you feel insecure about those items in your character and work through them, maybe with a counsellor, maybe with talking therapy, but work out where they have come from and adjust your thinking about yourself. If somebody sees that you're insecure, it doesn't matter how wonderful they are, they will end up taking advantage of that and play on it. And then you will start behaving in a different way that seems alien to you. And that's not good. You don't want to be a person like that. I'm quite sure that given the chance, you would make a wonderful partner for someone, but not for everyone. So please don't let your insecurities ruin your chance of happiness. Work out what they are, deal with them, and then start looking for a new partner. Beware of gaslighting. Find out what it really means. If someone is gaslighting you and telling you black is white and white is black and day is night and night is day, make sure that you know what season it is, what time of day it is, that what they are saying is untrue, and don't fall foul of their manipulation. They have many ways of trying to ruin your sense of self. Please don't fall for it. Get out before they have a chance to make you really unhappy, because those that gaslight, and it wasn't a term that was well known when I was dating, but I recognise it now in some of the people that I went out with. And I wish I'd known then what I know now, because I wouldn't have stayed. I just wouldn't have. But if you know that someone is trying to manipulate you and say things that you haven't said, and say that you have, and tell lies to your face that you apparently have done when you know you haven't, then get away from them. They are dangerous people to be around. You must like yourself just the way you are. Just the way you are. Don't look for someone to try to fix you. Fix yourself if that's what you think needs to happen. But don't let somebody try to fix you. You are the best expert on you. You know your entire history. They don't. They've only had a snapshot. And those people may well be thinking, I can manipulate this woman or this person to be exactly the way I want her to be. That won't make you happy, ever. Doing that will enable that person to have power over you. You will have given away your own autonomy. And that will lead to unhappiness and failure in whichever relationship you're in. Secondly, think about how you are going to describe yourself on the dating website. Be original. Don't follow the well-worn, trodden path of saying you like moonlit beach walks, going to cocktail parties in a little black dress, and so on. It's so overdone, especially if you're an introvert and don't like going out socializing. Don't put that you do, because you are creating a false impression. And then when and if you meet that person and they are constantly going out, then you're going to be unhappy. Also, think about how you would set out your market stall, and that market stall is you, your personality, your likes, your dislikes. if you set it out thinking that you're going to meet somebody of a certain type, then there's no point in describing yourself as one thing when you might be another. It is doomed to failure. It really is. You won't be happy, and there's no point in starting it off on a lie. Where, let's be honest, most men are looking for a woman 10 years their junior, yes, that's definitely a thing. It's not a thing with females. So think about your best qualities, be it cooking, enjoying the outdoor life, being a supportive partner, being super organised, having a great sense of humour, being empathetic and caring. Just think about that. Think about all those wonderful qualities that you might have. And don't describe yourself as someone you're not. Because, frankly, you're not going to change later on in life to be all those things. And you really do want to be happy. And remember, you like yourself. You don't need fixing. Thirdly, and very importantly, never, ever, ever lie about your age. Ever. If you do eventually meet the right one and he's looking for someone 10 years younger, and you have lied about your age, and that you then have to admit that you're almost or are the same age as the person you are with, then he will know you're a liar. It's not a little lie, it's a great big whopping one. And that will probably be it, because the thought of going out with a liar will damage what relationship you've got. And, you might have met a wonderful person, but you've gone and spoiled it, and there's no going back. So just think about it. Please don't lie. No matter what your age is either going to be or it's not going to be. And as my auntie would say, what's for you won't go past you. You will have ruined any possibility of furthering a relationship because of your own insecurity about your age. You can be proud about your age. You have lots of life experiences that come with age, that any man looking for some young dolly bird will soon get bored of with a younger woman, because they don't have the shared experiences. They don't have the shared memories of what it was like in the 1960s or whenever. So just don't lie about it. Fourthly, be aware that if he doesn't follow up your text to him with a reply, then he is not interested in you. I repeat, if he doesn't reply to your texts or your phone calls or whatever, or your contact, he is not interested in you. He may be too cowardly to say so, but that's on his character, not yours. Don't text him again. He won't have had an accident. He won't be too busy at work. He won't be any of those things. He just won't want to text you. And it's not because you're too fat, too thin, too tall, too short, too rich, too poor. It's pheromones. I can't explain it any better. Why, when somebody across the table from you on paper might seem the perfect candidate for you, and you think, why isn't he doing it for me? Why can't I fall in love with this seemingly perfect man? And the truth is, you can't. I swear it must be something chemical, because I have sat across the table from many a man who I've thought, you're thoroughly decent. Why do you not set my heart racing? Why is that? I don't know. So don't chase him, because all you are doing is demeaning yourself. It isn't your fault that he isn't that interested in you. He still wouldn't be interested in you no matter what. But it would be detrimental to your own self-esteem if you carried on contacting him and he never replied. If you gave him excuse after excuse and he never replied. It is demeaning and damaging. So have your self-respect and keep hold of it. Don't let it go to anyone. It is yours to keep. And lastly, and if you do actually meet someone and you get on really well, keep hold of the person that you were when you first met. That is crucial. It is she that he really liked. Remember that. If he starts to go back to whatever ways he had prior to meeting you, stay firm with the person that you are. No matter what he says, even if he says, I don't think I can do this anymore, then your reply must be, no, neither can I. And then walk out of the room. Those kind of conversations are had when that new man decides he wants more control over you, possibly because all of his previous relationships were based on that particular premise. You are looking for a partner, not a boss. Someone to share your life with, not to own it. I will give further insights into online dating for the over 50s in future videos, if you would like. If you would like to subscribe to keep updated, then that would be wonderful. If you have your own comments to make on online dating, please do. Thank you. And to almost quote John Ebden, if you have been, thanks for watching. Bye.